What's up, YouTube? My name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is Kenny J TV. Welcome to another episode of Kenny J TV. Feel free to browse around if this is your first time, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for my latest notification. And if you are a returning subscriber, you decided to come back and say hello, thank you so much for coming back to Kenny J TV. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and the cons of being a captive agent. I started my insurance career off in the captive sector of things in the insurance industry for about 5 months. I then left and became an independent agent. Personally, for me, that is one of the best decisions that I have ever made in my life. But of course, there are a lot of upsides to being a captive agent. There's pros, cons with anything that you do. A rapper once said, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, it's green where you water it, and that is 110% true. So I was in the middle of a work day and I said, you know what, let's shoot a video so I have some stuff to edit tomorrow at the airport. Forgot I had this on, got a new headset. Other news, but let's get into it. Of course, people love to do the pros, but let's start with the cons to kind of switch things up today. The first con of being a captive agent is the limited product offering that you have. When I was with State Farm, personally, we had to refer out a lot of business due to the appetite, which is basically the list of business that we can write. So maybe they had too many points on their license, or maybe they had too many claims on their homeowner's insurance, or their health wasn't at the level where State Farm would approve them for life insurance. So we had to send a lot of business out. And what I saw as a team member of a State Farm agency was a lot of money constantly leaving, and I felt bad that I wasn't able to help these people. Imagine typing and working and really building rapport with these clients or these prospects and then finding out declined or we are not able to help you. Right now in the P&C market, it is a very tough market and a lot of carriers are pulling out or declining more. But the great thing about being on the independent side is we have options. If I'm working for captive insurance agency, all I can offer is what I have right here. I can't shop the rate around and things like that. I just had to give you what this company is offering. Another con that I've seen across the board, even when I'm talking to agents that I am training, is lower commission levels. Of course, on the independent side, my commissions have been a lot greater, but when I was on the captive side, the commission was a lot lower. Of course, they say, well, we're giving you a base salary as well, but anybody that is a true and a great salesperson knows that commission is where you make your money. The base salary does not move, but the commission can go as high as you possibly can make it go. I mean, you get out what you put into the business. So if you say, I want to make $10,000 this month, it is very possible for you to do it if you create a strategy, a marketing plan, and put those things in place and execute those things consistently. You will see that return. You may not see it the first month or the second month, but if you keep going, you will see that return. But on the captive side, it's going to be a lot harder to get those same numbers because the commission is much lower. So yes, you may be working super hard, beating the pavement and making sure that you're getting these deals on the books. But if your commission is lower, you're not going to see that reflect on your check. With certain captive companies, you do have a limited career advancement. You can maybe be promoted into office manager and then be promoted into operations manager, and then what? Well, you have to open your own agency under that company. So it's sometimes limited career advancement. But on the independent side, those options are limitless, but it does depend on the company that you work for. And a really interesting one with captive agencies or captive companies is once you leave, you cannot take that book of business with you. If it's your family, your friends, and this is from my personal experience, you can't take any of that business with you. So you want to definitely look at these things. And if you're looking at staying a short amount of time to learn the industry and get out on your own, make sure that you're reading all of the guidelines, all the contracts to see what is going to happen when I leave. I will say from personal experience, there is a lot of red tape when it comes to being a captive agent. Even on social media, there's certain things you can't say, certain things you can't do. And that was a big thing for me, as I've said before, is I want to be able to share my journey and not feel restricted with you guys. I want to be 110% myself, and I wasn't able to do that on the captive side. Another con, and the last con that I'll name, is when you are with a captive agency, and let's say that you want to start your own agency under this company, it is a lot of red tape. Again, like I said, you own your book of business, you're buying into this company. And the thing that I don't get when I talk to people on the phone or people that I'm training, agents, it's always so interesting to me when they say, well, they say that I have to have $100,000 liquid, or I have to pay $50,000 to start an agency with them. And my question is, for what? All you're doing is buying into that big name, which isn't always a bad thing. But for me, I started my insurance agency for under $2,000. So my question is, what are they doing with the rest of that money? Because truly, to start an insurance agency, especially in the digital era that we're in, it costs little to no money to do that. So when I hear all these big figures that these insurance companies, these captive insurance companies, are suggesting that you have to pay in order to be in the group, it just definitely raises a few red flags for me. And of course, I've listed the cons of being a captive agent, but of course there's pros. There's pros to any way you go with the insurance industry, and there's cons as well. The first one is, when I was a captive agent, the one-on-one training was great. If I had a question, I could just go to my manager's office, I could buzz her, and I would have direct access to someone that was more experienced in the insurance industry with me. Or if I had someone on the phone and I was a little confused on what to do, she may come to my desk and walk me through it while the person was on the phone. On the independent side, a lot of times you do have to call these people, call these resources, and you can get them on the phone in less than 5 minutes, but they're not in the office with you, which is a big thing for some people. Some people are hands-on. Some people want that person to be with them in the office Monday through Friday. And with the captive approach, you have more of that. I'm not saying on the independent side there aren't offices where you can have that manager, but again, from my personal experience being a captive agent and then going and being an independent agent, that is one of the big differences that I saw. Another great pro is people are constantly calling in to these big companies for insurance. I could not even count on both hands how many times I was able to close a deal, write a policy, just because I answered the phone. When you move to a new city, oh, I need car insurance, I need homeowners insurance, I need X, Y, and Z. You're gonna Google the big names. You're gonna Google the State Farm, the Allstates. You're gonna Google the Geicos. These are the very, very popular insurance companies. So they're gonna usually get first dibs when people move to a city or are looking for insurance. So a lot of times I pick up the phone, thank you for calling. Hi, I'm looking for some insurance. I'll give them the quote and they're ready to pay the money. So that was a really cool part of being a captive agent. Of course, on the independent side, you have to build this marketing up. State Farm, Allstate, Geico, they have all this money going towards marketing. You see the commercials, you see them all over the Super Bowl and things like that. You don't have to pay for that marketing. So when people see State Farm, and if you own a State Farm agency or office, they're gonna call you from the marketing. On the independent side, I have to do all of my marketing. It's definitely been a task. It's been very interesting and very fun to do. And now I do have people calling from all over wanting insurance, but it wasn't always like that. I had to reach out to people. I had to make a name for myself because my name is Kenny and I own Remedy Insurance and Wealth Builders. It definitely is like, okay, well, tell me a little bit about it, opposed to my name is Sarah and I own a State Farm office. You automatically have that credibility because they are such a big name. So when you're on the independent side, just know that you do have to go harder with the marketing, but with the captive side, it's not just they're just coming through the door. You have to do some marketing, but in my opinion, you don't have to go as hard for marketing as you would on the independent side. To piggyback off of that point, it definitely was a lot easier to sell when I was with the captive company because they're not saying things like what carriers are you with or what is their payout for claims, what is your experience. with these bigger companies, they know what they're getting themselves into most of the time, and they're ready to go ahead and close the deal. So I would say if you're looking for not a quote unquote easier way to get into the insurance industry, but a way that marketing is provided for you and you have some sales assistance, captive is definitely the way to go. The last pro that I named for being a captive agent, of course, you do have that lower commission, but the upside is you're getting that base salary. And for me, I did receive full benefits. So if you have a family, if you have a lot of bills, or you cannot just go out here on a whim and do commission only, because yes, I know that that is not for everyone. That is hard. I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to do it and I was successful at it, but that is not everyone's story. People have kids, people have bills, I had bills too, yes, but I didn't have those kids, and I was really out here grinding and hustling, and everybody can't go that hard. So I will say, if you're looking for a steady job with good benefits and a base salary and you still do want to sell, being a captive agent is a great way to go. Everyone doesn't want to get out here and market and really go hard to build up their own business. They don't mind working for a bigger company to help build their brand up. If you are in the insurance industry, are you on the captive or independent side? And if you are, what are some pros and cons that I didn't list in the video? Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell for my latest notification. Again, my name is Kenny J, the insurance guru, and this is Kenny J TV.